Rengen. His additional 2 gateways are just going to be finishing up in a little while, and he doesn't quite have that crazy sentry count that you would expect to see, but it's one of those options that can be available.
Yeah, there is a bit of a timing there. He hasn't, doesn't look like he's particularly focused on that, but we'll see obviously when Warp Gate itself has finished. These gateways will finish here, may make a unit. There is 1 sentry coming, will another. Nothing noted there yet, so you may wait for the Warp Gate, but he is adding on 2 extra gases here at the natural.
And also Burrow going to be finishing up, and the Roach Warren does begin for Alopex. As, of course, I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I am just not sure. And he's droning pretty heavily. He's starting to move towards that 3-bay saturation, but there's the layer, and I'm kind of curious as to when this Roach Warren completes, does he make those roaches right off the bat, or is he going to hold them for a little while?
Yeah, given that he went ahead and actually got the burrow, you'd think that this is some sort of roach aggression relying on that fact, because he hasn't gotten speed for lings or anything. That is really the tech that he's gone to, so he may go immediately for either speed or tunneling claws once that is done.
Yeah, I mean, just now that
the
speed for Zerglings being so late, and of course he's a little bit upset because there is this ling burrowed at that 3rd location.
Indeed. So that's one use. Maybe the burrow is just for that. Probably not.
Probably not. That would be quite a specific build if he was like, no, I got this really sick time, and you burrow 1 half-health ling over at the 3rd. But we do have those first 8 roaches going to be popping out, and there is actually the Phoenix, which will see them. Those first 8 roaches, not necessarily that weird. It's not like, oh my word, this is brand new Zerg play that is being invented before your eyes or anything like that. But at least he knows that, yes, my opponent is going for those additional roaches, or those first roaches.
Yeah, and the other really important thing he knows, if he's able to pick up on it, is, of course, he has burrow. So the fact that you have burrow pretty early, and then you're getting a lot of roaches, should tell you something, that you're going to need some detection fairly quickly. And his robo facility is done. I expect him to start an observer up there. And
yep, there we go. All right, first ling's going to be pushing on forward. The roaches holding back for just a couple of moments here. And of course, this area, as long as Protoss is smart about how he engages, is going to be very difficult for just roaches and lings to trade very cost-effectively.
Yeah. And he has taken down these back routes. Plus, he has a cannon there, not only for damage, but for detection in that area as well.
1 ling burrowed just for a bit of vision, and these stalkers are going to start working away on these roaches. Of course, there's enough sentries here, being 7 in total, with a fair amount of energy on them. They'll be able to drop down force fields at Rengen's beck and call. He's going to be working on these extra rocks, opening up additional paths, but the 4th hatchery on the way, and he's adding on a lot of hydras, and of course, Rube Spine's going to be finishing up in another 30 seconds or so. So he's kind of kicking up for potentially a very big Roach Hydra Ling attack.
Yeah, definitely here. That's what he's looking to do. He's taking down these rocks specifically to make the path of reinforcement a little quicker for the much slower Hydralisks, and hoping to just have a beeline here. The Phoenix is coming out, or the hallucinated Phoenix coming out, but I think is swinging too far to the left to see the Hydras themselves. As the Protoss army moves up to the high ground, he'll probably want to back away from this.
He definitely knows that the Hydras are there now. Yeah, force field going to be sectioning off part of that army. Extremely important for Rengen to just hold off on actually engaging the full strength of the Zerg.
Yeah, we'll pull back after taking out a few of those lings, but the Zerg army kind of wrapping down to the other sides, and we'll now go after the remaining debris here, just to give them 2 potential paths. And that is a lot of DPS out there for our Zerg player.
I mean, he added on like 15 Hydras before the actual engagement began, but the Hydra's still not really doing anything. The force field's nice enough, working in conjunction with the time warps to really keep those from actually doing anything, and now high ground advantage going to be adding an extra layer of difficulty. And here's the problem with this map sometimes, is you can actually be force fielded into either your natural or your 3rd. trying to defend, and that's what we're seeing as pretty much all of the sentries, well, no, all of the sentries have now gone down, and this is Roach Hydra against Pure Blink Stalker, and if you're partying, okay, you're probably fine, but if you're not partying, you're going to have trouble.
Yeah, and the Mothership core has gone down during that fighting. There is an active photon overcharge, but that's going to be the only one here, as the Hydras are going to work on that entire wall off. I think both directions would be perfectly fine for Alopex right now. And he will go into the natural and try and take down this Nexus. There's nothing the Protoss player can do about it. Trying to warp in front of these units, but they're way too strong, and Alopex takes game number 1.
Game number 2. The man who is unfortunately 0-1 down in this best-of-3 series represents Team Ascension, our Protoss player. This is Rengen!
And his opponent, who is obviously up 1-0 in this matchup, is from Team Frey, Alopex, with the scary gorilla vampire. Now, he is already putting down some shenanigans. The hatchery is now forming in the base of the, or in the natural of the Protoss player. As far as I know, he's not aware of it yet, and he's going for that gateway expansion again, so it may be a little bit before he sends a probe down. One is coming now. We'll see how he reacts to a hatchery that's already almost halfway done. Gets down there, sees it, and immediately pulls back up, and probes are coming.
Still hasn't started a Zealot.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the money to potentially start a Zealot. He wanted to save it, of course, for the
hatch itself.
Yeah, for the
Nexus,
Oh, and now he's at 17 out of 18 supply, so.
Yeah, Alopex just taking his own natural back at home. And we'll see. Tier 6 is not enough probes to kill this thing. You would have needed about, I think, 10 when it's about halfway done. And so it will finish up here and start with the creep. Probe's still going to work on it. But Alopex not actually making anything yet.
He's presently just using it for the block.
Just blocking. Yeah.
Yep. Starts a queen back home. Just going to be continuing with his normal but delayed macro. Yeah, nothing at all. No, it's not even like 4 lings or anything like that.
Oh, nice surround there by the broodlings. And
you know what?
only get, no, not quite, but they do hull damage, at least, to the Zealot.
They do some hull damage, and now we've got the 6 Zerglings going to be on the way for Alopex.
I really like what he did here. He could have made those at any time, but he's waiting until the hatchery's dead to make them, and then hope that he'll forget about it. And that's kind of the case. He's going to run these 6lings in, and there's no defense.
Yeah, the Zealot's halfway out across the map. They're going to be going to work on that pylon pretty much immediately. And Alopex, of course, with the 1-0 opening, wants to continue it with a very quick 2-0. Nice pull from the probes. They're, of course, keeping the lings away, but that does mean about half of his mining forces off the line, doing really nothing for his economy. Lings now going to be going for a bit of a swing around, trying to target down a couple of probes. They get at least one, and they decide not to work on that pylon. 2 Zealots back into the main base of Alopex. This is the chance for Rengen to even things up.
Yeah, the Ling's now going after the Stalker here. It should be able to out-micro this if he can pay attention. And they're just going to try, well, I'm not sure what they're going to try. With speed done, now the Stalker may be in a little bit of trouble, but he goes to the help of the pylon, of the probes.
Oh, and the move command on that Stalker. He's trying to block it off for additional reinforcements. And Mothership Core just now going to be popping on out. Is a little bit late to help out at Stalker Buttery, but finally will be able to get to work on these Lings. Nope, it's going to be forced to chase them around.
GG.
Yeah, that is a dirty way to close out a best-of-3. You win Game 1, fair and square. Game 2, what the heck? Open with a proxy hatch. Move into with just a big Ling attack.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.